Hello, Lucy and Conrad and Caleb. Papa and Spider-Man are back to continue our saga of the X-Men versus the Sentinels. Remember, Dr. Bolivar Trask invented these giant robot Sentinels to oppose all mutants. And Trask and Professor X are at a TV studio where the Sentinels actually rendered Trask unconscious and took him captive. One Sentinel remains to guard Professor X and everybody else in the studio. The Beast and the Iceman have arrived, but Iceman has already been defeated by one of the Sentinel's powerful beams, and the Beast has proved ineffective. But Cyclops is about to arrive. Angel and Marvel Girl are on their way, so let's see how this story continues, okay? All right, here comes Cyclops. He thinks, it's Hank. He reached here ahead of me. Then he says, Beast, what's wrong? What happened? Psych, answers the Beast. You couldn't have arrived at a more propitious moment, but stay back. Don't run in just yet. Whoom! Here comes the fist of the mighty Sentinel. Cyclops says, hey, I see what you mean, big fella. And that's one of his gentler blows, says Hank. So Cyclops looks and says, brace yourself, Beast. Operation Duo Smash. Your battering ram attack and my ray blast. Let's go. Far be it from me to dissent with our acting deputy leader, Cyclops, but this lumbering Leviathan isn't as slow-looking as he looks. He isn't as slow-moving as he looks. And so the Beast takes him high. Cyclops says he's obviously just a robot. Surely the two of us can outmaneuver him. Those are my sentiments exactly, answers the Beast, until I saw the light. But you might as well learn firsthand. Here goes. Okay, so the Beast takes him high, Cyclops takes him low, but look, he dodges both of them. Thwack! The Beast runs into the wall, and he sidesteps Cyclops. Hank was right, thinks Cyclops. He easily sidestepped the Beast's attack, and he shifted his stance at the same instant, causing my ray to miss him. He may not be a living human, but whatever he uses for a brain, it's as fast as ours, or maybe faster. And so Cyclops' I-beam hits the equipment. Crack! So lots of noise, not much benefit. Oh no, look what happened to Hank. Hank crashed into the wall with such force that he knocked himself out. I can't let him lie there in the path of that giant. Oh, the professor is contacting me. And so with a powerful thought bolt, Professor says, Cyclops, the Sentinel has powerful built-in weapons. Do not turn your back to him. And so now Iceman is out, the Beast is out. It's just Cyclops now. What can I do now, says Cyclops. I can't desert Hank, but my power blast needs another few minutes before I can use it again. But here comes the Sentinel. He's not going to wait. Or is he? Suddenly, the most unexpected event of all occurs. For no apparent reason, the towering Sentinel stops, falters, and Cyclops realizes he's beginning to topple. But why? What caused it? Nothing even touched him. Boom! The mighty Sentinel falls down. Realizing that the danger is over for the present, Professor X discontinues his mental tranquilization of those around him, and so they all kind of wake up. What happened? The professor says to them, we're all safe now. The X-Men appeared and the other Sentinels ran off with Dr. Trask. Iceman thinks, it's pretty clever of the professor. By talking that way, no one would suspect that he's really our leader, and that's a secret. And while he seems to be sitting motionless, the brilliant mental mutant shoots telepathic commands to his teenage team. Revive the beast, make sure he is uninjured, clear the studio so that we can be alone. I must study the Sentinel and learn what felled him. In the meantime, here comes the high-flying angel, zeroing in towards the TV studio, and he sees a startling sight. Well, wiggle my wings, he says. I've heard of flying saucers, but those things are ridiculous, as he sees the Sentinels flying up in the air. The angel does not yet know of the Sentinels' purposes, nor of their built-in divining devices. Halt your flight, says one. My computometer registers mutant ahead. Attack in force. So look, he's carrying Bolivar Trask, but the Sentinels are about to fire upon the mutant angel. Zit, 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 zit. Uh-oh, thinks Angel. This tells me one thing I was wondering about. They sure aren't merely figments of my imagination. It's like being attacked by a squadron of human torches. Sentinels 6, 7, and 8R, assume your solo attack posture. Attack! All others remain in formation. Proceed to destination. That is all. And the angel thinks, who are they? Why are they attacking me? Is this why the professor summoned me? Well, I can worry about that later. Right now, I'm kind of busy. It's lucky the professor made me spend so many long hours practicing maneuverability. And so Angel is able to fly rings around the Sentinels who are shooting off flames at the angel. But then before the merciless, emotionless Sentinels can find the range, look, it appears that the angel is being pulled toward that train. Now what he thinks, someone is pulling me downward toward that train below. It's a powerful pull of some sort of invisible energy. I can't overcome it. And now he's pressed against the top of the train. It's holding me here. I can't move, but it served one good purpose. Those flying nightmares are giving up the chase. Section leader to Sentinels. Resume flight pattern. Time enough to pursue mutants after we have increased our numbers. So that seems to be their goal, to make more Sentinels. And in a private drawing room inside the rapidly departing train, we find there's the Marvel Girl. It's lucky I happened to look out of the window at that moment. No telling what those strange flying creatures would have done to Warren once they surrounded him. I'd better change into my Marvel Girl costume now. No telling what might happen next. Then, in one of the most sensational demonstrations of telekinetic prowess ever recorded, the fabulous female mutant levitates herself right out of the train window. I've been practicing this feat for months. I can only do it for short distances, but I'm improving each time. And so, look, Lucy, Marvel Girl now can telekinetically propel herself short distances. Isn't that amazing what she can do with her power of telekinesis? Jean, says Angel, then it was you. I should have guessed. She answers, I don't know who those flying apparitions were, but they must be why the professor called us. Right, pretty girl, says Angel. We'd better get to him as soon as possible. Back at the TV studio, Professor says, now that we're alone in here, we may talk freely. It is imperative that we learn what it was that felled the Sentinel. Whatever it was, says Iceman, I'd sure like to have a couple of them. Before it toppled, says the professor, I heard it mutter something that sounded like master mold. Beast says, my vocabulary is exceeded only by my agility and charm, but I'm at a loss to comprehend what master mold may mean. Professor, asks Cyclops, can you tell whether it's completely destroyed, our equivalent of dead, or could it rise to menace us again? The professor answers, I can't be sure of its condition. I seem to get faint mental images from it, but being mechanical rather than alive, they are indecipherable to me. Wait, be absolutely silent. Clear your minds of any thought. Can y'all do that? Can you clear your minds of any thought? While Professor X mentally examines the Sentinel. I'm receiving a vague mental impulse. I can just barely make it out. It's some sort of location. Wait, it's getting clearer. It's the place where the Sentinels were created. He wants to return there. The thought is so strong that I can read it, even though it doesn't emanate from a human brain. Beast says, if I understand you correctly, sir, you mean you've discovered where their headquarters is? Exactly, says the professor. And look out the window. Cyclops says, here comes the Angel and Jean. Now we're at our full fighting strength again. Good, says the professor. I'm afraid we will have to be, for the danger that awaits us. Seconds later, after all the explanations have been made, Angel said they were heading west when I last saw them. Perhaps if I fly ahead, I can still find some trace of where they went. It won't be necessary, Warren, says the professor. I know where they've gone. We can be there within the hour. Good, says the Beast. I'm contemplating a return engagement with great anticipation. But, says Professor, don't expect it to be an easy battle. There's more to the menace of the Sentinels than meets the eye. It is possible that they represent the greatest threat we have ever faced, and the key to it all may lie behind the words Master Mold. Meanwhile, the Sentinels and their now conscious human prisoner have reached their destination. Bolivar Trask says, turn me loose! Let me go! I order you to release me! We are Sentinels, says the head robot. We take no orders. We were created to protect. It was here that we were created. It is here that many more Sentinels shall be born. No, hollers Trask. There must be no more of you. Not until I learn what I did wrong. Not until I've brought you under my control again. It is too late for that, human. The only way we can protect mankind is by conquering it, for we are Sentinels. Into the master chamber with him. Look behind him. This big door is the door to the master chamber. Without another word, the powerful artificial creatures bring Dr. Trask into a huge, incredibly constructed room. This is madness, argues Trask. You know it is forbidden for any Sentinels to enter here. You must listen to me. I am your friend. We need no friends. We are Sentinels. We were born to protect. We were born to repeat the same thing over and over again. Behold, an image appears on our defense scanner screen. Someone approaches, assume defense posture. Blip, blip, blip. The radar detects someone coming. Who do you think that is that's coming? It's our friends, the X-Men. And here they come. Now they can see on screen. It is a human-occupied vehicle. It enters the target area. Those inside are the ones we have seen before. They are our enemies. Professor X inside the car says, according to the mental emanations I received from the fallen Sentinel, this is where his headquarters will be found. I think we've come a cropper, sir, says Beast, unless they're billeted in an anthill. Strange, says Angel as he flies around. There isn't a building in sight. But Iceman thinks, I'm not losing faith in the professor, and yet... If Professor Xavier says Sentinel headquarters are here, they're here, says Marvel Girl. I'll get his wheelchair out of the car for him. Thank you, Gene, says the professor. I suggest we all be on guard. It's possible that we are being observed from some hidden vantage point. And they're right, aren't they? We've seen the Sentinels' vantage point, and indeed, they know everything that's going on. But where can they be, sir? Asks the beast. There isn't a man-made structure in sight. Professor says, remember one of the first lessons I drilled into all of you. Always suspect things that appear too innocent looking. I'm as suspicious as the next guy, says Iceman, but how can you suspect a clump of trees and a field of crabgrass? Marvel Girl says the professor has never been wrong before, and he seems so sure of himself now. But where can the Sentinels be? Hold it, says Angel. I heard something, like the sound of mechanical doors sliding back. Well, certainly these robots would have mechanical doors, wouldn't they? Oh no! A microsecond later, the entire hill seems to rise from the ground on thick piston legs, revealing a monstrous fortress beneath. Look at the fortress here, and look at the guns. Vroom, as it rises up. Crack, thick, whack, zat, as these weapons fire at the X-Men. Sensational news. Oh, starting to this issue, the X-Men will be published every month. That doesn't matter. We get to watch them whenever we want to. But don't dare miss the startling revelations in this magazine that you lifted to new heights of Marvel greatness. Okay, well, this fortress is being raised to new heights, and the X-Men are under attack. What's going to happen in the next episode of the X-Men versus the Sentinels? We'll find out very soon. All right, I hope y'all are enjoying this story. We'll finish it out eventually. Bye-bye for now. I know I said bye-bye, but I didn't mean it. I forgot to show you the cover of the next issue as our saga continues. And look, here are the Sentinels, and they're being attacked by the X-Men, but they've got the Beast on an examination table. And so in the next story, we continue to read about the Sentinels, but in this story, we're going to read about the origin of the Beast. So we've got some of his backstory to tell. Isn't that great? Looking forward to it? I am. We've got several episodes to read in this story about the Sentinels. So we'll be back soon with one more. Bye-bye.